Welcome, my gorgeous Pisces. This is your April 2024 reading. It's a little late. I'm sorry. But yet again, maybe it's just in divine timing. You are the last sign for the month, and I always find that the last is usually the best. So can't wait to get into your reading. I do want to give a shout out to Sam's son, who is a Pisces, February 26th. I also want to give a shout out to one of our beautiful subscribers, Sean. She was in the lives, and I warned her I was going to give her a shout out. I wanted to give everyone a shout out, but something makes me want to just give a shout out to Sean also. So, anyway, this is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided at this point. Especially the people who've been with me for a while. Like, if a reading calls to you, like you watch it. You just know now. Um, some of you may be in love with this Pisces. I was about to say Sagittarius. Interesting. I don't know why. Um, But anyway, so some of you might be in love with the Pisces, whether platonically, romantically, and if that's what you're here for, remember your spirit guides will also have messages for you. They'll use whatever means necessary, and why not use this platform right now, right here? So let's go ahead and get into your reading, guys. I am really excited to get in your reading. Um, I don't know. Let's see why. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start with Mother Mary for her words of wisdom. And then for the month of April, what I've been doing, I did say April, right? This is for April 2024. I've been using two different tarot decks. Normally, I use one for your main spread and then go back and clarify with the Gilded Tarot. But this month, I put two decks. I'm doing a line of the Psychic Tarot and then a line of the Dream Tarot Dreams, and then another line. Whatever we feel. We just go by what we feel here. Um, but I'm looking for synchronicities. I am definitely picking up like different perspectives. So different, could be two people in love. There's their perspective. Here's your perspective. That type of energy. I'm kind of loving it. So I may continue it another month. We'll see. We'll see. I've been using the same decks for everyone also because I'm looking for the synchronicities between the signs, and you've shown up in about I would say 4 to 5 people's readings, as like major energy. So just let you know that. I wish I could remember what signs, but honestly, I really don't. Um, but still. Anyway, so let's go ahead and begin the reading, guys. I'm going to bring the lid down just a little bit. There we go. We will slide the Tarot Dreams over, Psychic Tarot, and let's start with Mother Mary. Everything is pre-shuffled, always. That's really my time that I'm just really meditating on your energy. But I do like to shuffle with you here also because, I don't know. I feel like number one, it helps remove doubt from your mind. Number two, I just feel like it just pulls in your energy even more. So that's what I feel. All right, Mother Mary, Pisces, any words of wisdom, maybe words of comfort, whatever they need to hear, whatever you want them to hear. Open your heart. Open your heart. Pisces, normally your heart is wide open. Unless it's injured, unless someone's hurt you, then it's the opposite. It's closed, lock and chain. Um, I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all forms of love. Open your heart. There's got to be a reason, right? I mean, we should try to live from that energy. That's how the Empress lives. But beyond that, it's talking directly to you. All right, let's give them a cut. This is the psychic tarot. And let's go ahead and open up the tarot portion. I'll read this from the book at the end of the reading, but we will definitely know why it's here, why that particular message showed up. All right, let's go ahead. Get started. You're going a little crazy here. All right. We have conflict and defeat. Now, good news, it's a first card. So I always feel like the first card is what's like moving away. It is a 5, so it is talking about change. But do I need to change? Do I need to change my situation? You know what I mean? Do I need to leave? This person is leaving. Person is running. Like they're running down the stairs. It's interesting because I just realized, I don't know why I never saw this before, but there's this candle, this flame. It's like this person is running towards it. And definitely looks like they're leaving some type of destruction, right? Almost like they got out of it and they're heading towards the flame. Interesting. Hello, Destiny. Your destiny. 5 to the 10. Stand your ground. But what I love in this deck is I feel like someone is like proclaiming victory. That's what it feels like. Like I have reached my mountaintop and now I plant my flag in the ground. Like I'm conquering this earth. And maybe it just means I'm understanding the energy. It can be a defensive type energy. I mean, it's the 7 of Wands. So it can be like putting out other people's fires, um, getting accusations thrown at you. You could be throwing at another. But I have to tell you, I feel like more of like you conquering something. I just feel it. All right. Look at this. We have authority, but in reverse. Interesting. And what's interesting is I make sure all my cards are in the upright when we begin a reading. So I don't know when it turned around, but it's turned around. Card of Emperor. Or, yeah, card of Aries is what I meant to say. But it is the Emperor. Here it's called authority. But it's like you're running from that authority. Hey, maybe it's not good authority. It's interesting because the Emperor is normally someone that we look up to. This is someone that we trust to lead, right? To lead the people, so to speak. This is someone who is methodical, puts plans in place, follows those plans, maybe doesn't veer off too often. But I just do feel like I also will roll the changes where need be. Like, feel like I'm being corrected all of a sudden. Like, I can make changes. If I feel there's a change to be made, I'll make it. Okay. Um, so yeah, normally someone that we look up to, can be a father figure also. But he is in reverse. So we are not looking up to him for some reason. Could literally be a father, or father type energy. for someone trying to act like your father. It's funny. I say that to Sam all the time. Like, don't try to be my father. I'm not looking for a father. I have a father. Do you know what I mean? Um, but in a joking way. Like, I'm not talking about like in a fight. Anyway, anyway, I feel like you already know. Um, because it looks like you are like darting from a situation. And then I do feel like, first of all, destiny. So that makes me feel like anything you're dealing with, you're able to handle. And I don't know. I feel like you're running away from this emperor, but again, it doesn't feel like a bad thing. This could be what was. Some of you are like starting to ride that wheel again. It's like the carousel now. It's going, no, carousel goes this way. What am I thinking? The one that goes, the Ferris wheel. And you're going up now. 7, again, being a very spiritual number. All right, well, let's keep going. Let's bring in the tarot of dreams now. Give them a quick shuffle. Give them a cut. Introduce them into the reading. And let's see what else is going on here. Whoa. Okay, we're going to take them. It's interesting how they're split. 3, 3, 1. I feel like I got to take this one. Oh, 2. All right, well, I'm going to take them. Interesting. We have the 9 of swords and the 9 of wands. 2 nines together, separate from the pack. I feel like it means we want to look at them together. I feel like it's 2 different perspectives. It's 2 different ways to look at maybe even the same situation. Or if I am, both of them are about reflection. Nines are always about reflection, but the final reflection. I'm not meant to live in this energy forever. In the 9 of wands, I'm looking at my past experiences, or maybe even just my past cycle, and I'm not looking at it with regret, even though, you know, things could have gone horribly wrong. Really, what I'm finding in this type of energy is how much I have grown, truly how much I have grown from it. And I feel like, again, it's like where someone is planting their flag. That's what I feel here. But over here, also a 9, is extreme worry. It is the opposite. It's the opposite energy. And it's strange. Like, why? Is it 2 different people? Or, am I going back and forth? Was there one and now there's this? I'm not sure. The 9 of Swords speaks about unnecessary worry, but it is worry nonetheless. And, with Mother Mary telling you to open your heart again, and the wheel, I feel like it's starting to move. You do want to think about the law of attraction, because if I expect bad things to happen, then chances are they're going to, right? Because I'm just like, I know something bad's going to happen. And it's my energy. Now, I'm not putting all the blame on you, but it's like the universe, the law of attraction, it must meet whatever you put out in this one. You're like, man, like, there's a sense of courage now. There's a sense of strength that nobody can take away from you. You know what I mean? It's like truly becoming the spirit warrior. I'm spending a lot of time on these two. And you know what's interesting now that I look at it, the Nine of Swords is connected to the five, conflict and defeat, and the Nine of Wands, again, understanding, like, first of all, I wouldn't be who I am without these experiences. It's connected to your will. So it kind of tells me, like, if I'm not, like, if I can change my perception, perspective, whatever you want to call it, is does that simply get the wheel moving? Excuse me. I feel like we're taking um the rest is going to be mainly the Tarot of Dreams. All right, we had the Hangman. Can be a pause in action. Interesting, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is coming over or under authority, or the Emperor, which many times is a boss. Maybe some of you like ran from a job, like enough is enough. And maybe now you're doing your own thing. Maybe you're worried about it. And I feel like if that's the case, the Eight of Pentacles message to you is, a couple different things, but really it talks about, if you're willing to put your focus on it, you're going to grow it. You're going to grow it. I mean, the next energy is the Nine of Pentacles, and that is success, and it is your success. You know what I mean? But man, it does look like some of you like left and maybe left in a hurry. Maybe it wasn't your choice, maybe it was, but I feel like this is your rebound. All right, let's keep going. We have the Hermit, another nine. By the way, I just did Aquarius's reading, and they also had three nines together. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. She is looking right over at the Hermit, which is a Virgo. Doesn't have to be a Virgo, by the way. There's a lot of Virgo energy here right now, though. I do have to say that. And Virgo is your opposite. And I feel like we can learn a lot from our opposites. Like, okay, what would a Virgo do in this situation? And I'm a Virgo. So I could say, all right, what would Pisces do in this situation? Because, where your heart is usually pretty open, a Virgo can definitely be a lot, like, I don't know. Hello, world. Here we go. It's funny because the hangman is right above it. And that really is like a pause in the action. But the hangman's really seeking wisdom. Send me wisdom for my next steps. And then the world opens up, the new chapter. And then you have this queen right next to it, but this queen is looking back at the hermit. And in a way, it's like your wisdom, right? Not in a way, it is your wisdom. It is the wisdom of all these experiences. I love this for a spiritual business, or maybe I should just say where you are creating a business and it's coming from your wisdom, and it doesn't have to be like book knowledge, And I also want to say, if that's the case, and if you are beginning something new, the Eight of Pentacles says, don't be afraid to go into something as the apprentice, right? Like, don't be afraid to be the student because eventually you will be the teacher. And I feel that's kind of what the hermit is, like a spiritual teacher. And maybe that's what some of you are now doing. Interesting. All right. we have the Palace of Swords. And then we have, Seven of Swords connected with that. Hmm. I almost feel like someone is turning to their spiritual advisor and asking, um, can you feel the energy of someone and can you tell me, or a situation and can you tell me, should I proceed or not? Now, coming through the Queen of Pentacles energy, usually she's pretty grounded and wants to make her own decisions, but it's just interesting. I'm feeling that. Um, and I don't even know why. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck. First, we're going to look at the Psychic Tarot. We have Capricorn, the devil. Well, it's called temptation here. But what I love about this image is even in our darkest moments, like there is that light, right? And attached to that light is the key. And that key will unlock the next door. So if we've been like tempted to energy that maybe hasn't served us for whatever the reason, it's like, well, here's our way out. I just want to see what's under that. The Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. All right. But that's not showing. Well, in a way, suffering in silence wouldn't show, would it? All right. On the bottom of this deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, another way of looking at life. Like, I've been learning as I've been growing. You know, as I'm growing, I'm learning. And this is open to learning. This is about, I feel like in one hand about like your career, what it is you want to do in the world and what really piques your interest and then making money from it, right? Like making it your career, what you do, you know? Um Now it can also be younger energy because we do have the Queen of Pentacles here. So can be someone's, before, back in the day kind of energy, but it doesn't have to be. Um, let's go ahead and bring this or the Gilded Trail, and let's go ahead and just get right into this. So I kind of want to see why you're running from the Emperor, and I don't really feel like it's Aries. Could be, but I don't feel like I'm running from an Aries. I feel like I'm running from, and I'm saying running because this person looks like they're running, but now it's kind of stuck in my head like that you're running towards, but you're running towards flame. And it is five, so it's ultimately it is a change. And it does feel like I feel like it's the right thing because then is the wheel, there's your destiny. All right, let's go ahead and look. Queen of Pentacles again. Hmm. It's funny, Pisces. Your readings are many times definitely love readings. Boy, do I feel, and listen, it could certainly turn out that way also, but right now I feel like let that bike pass. Kind of cold out to be on a bike. I don't know. But I guess if you love riding bikes, This is good enough. Good enough. Okay. Anyway, interesting. We have the Page of Swords. And I'm saying that because I feel like that is potential communication. And it may be this Queen of Pentacles because she is also over here. Interesting. What's going on? We have the High Priestess mirroring the world. Hmm. It's your intuition. It's almost like I'm asking the universe, like, what should I do about this? Kind of like where I feel like this queen is looking for, not that you shouldn't ask for spiritual advice, you should be, but I feel like someone's being answered with or someone's question is being answered by saying, you already know, you know. So it's like a post I just put out. Intuition, you know what you don't know how you know, but you know that you know it, and I know it. Mm, okay. The Two of Wands. Interesting. Two twos back to back. I think some of you are changing jobs. I feel like some of you are changing something in your life because, listen, maybe you already have with the Two of Wands coming out so early in the top line, or maybe that's what you're questioning. And I feel like, again, I feel like you have that answer within and then follow that. Maybe follow your heart. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. I just kind of want to see, okay, King of Wands over the Nine of Swords. Why am I worried about him? Hmm. Could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Um, doesn't have to be. It's interesting because I feel like, why am I worrying about this king? Because she's looking right at the king, like she's looking right up at the king. And it's interesting because the person in the Nine of Wands, who I ultimately, will ultimately be the spirit warrior, if they realize their growth, is looking right back at this Nine of Swords, almost like it's your higher self. Okay, let's keep going. I'm just going to come back to a few of these cards, though. Because the Two of Wands to me is positive move. It's action oriented. Like, I want to do this. Can't help but see the Ace of Cups there. All right, but we're going to take what's first. We have another five, Five of Pentacles, connected to another five. Excuse me so much. We have the Four of Pentacles. Hmm, interesting. With the Eight of Swords over the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Strength card, another eight, by the way. So you had three nines, now you have three eights in a row. And then look at this, the Ace of Cups. Maybe some of this is old energy. And I say that because I feel like, I almost feel like this queen maybe has met someone new. And I feel like, like long story short, I feel like she's looking for clarity as, is this right? Will this be the one? What's the ultimate destination? Palace. To me, the palace is the ultimate destination. And then being of swords, truth, honesty, integrity. Listen, maybe it ties back again to the emperor being in reverse. Normally, someone that I can trust, look up to, but here I can't. Maybe I don't want to. I don't want to. It's funny. I was going to say marry, so I might as well say it. I don't want to marry someone like my father, or maybe I'll only marry someone like my father. It's like I feel like this Eight of Swords has you tied up in knots. And again, this king, because the Eight of Swords is being mirrored by this king, and he's coming over the Nine of Swords. Wow, that's a lot of worry over one person. Let's keep going. But we have the Ace of Cups, so let's see what's going on. The Nine of Cups over the world. Inner harmony. Something must change. Interesting. Queen of Wands, but in reverse. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep coughing. Um, okay. I feel like there's a couple different things going on here. Number one, I feel like jobs are changing. I feel like if I'm not satisfied, if I'm not happy, I'm moving on. Some of you, I feel like you're doing your own thing, but I feel like you got a lot of fear around that. And I hope you can trust your own abilities because I feel like you already know what you need to know. And the rest you'll learn. So I'm hoping that you go ahead and do it. The Eight of Swords is a self-created prison, and there's a reason why you created it. That's what you got to figure out. Why did I create it in the first place? Again, I hate to keep putting the fathers down, but again, also touching the emperor. And then you have the Seven of Swords with this Queen of Wands in reverse. So interesting. I feel like if anybody, let's just say from the past, because we do have the world here and we do have you happy in it, and we do have love. It's like love happens and then the world opens, and then we enter into this portal together. And I feel like, but then I have to deal with this energy over here because Seven of Swords, wants to take, but I feel like that's my past. And I feel like someone had given you so much worry over their actions, over maybe even their non actions. I feel like there's so much worry. And listen, if that was love, then I feel like what's coming for you or what you're moving into, you're going to know the difference. Because I feel like true love doesn't take, especially what is not theirs to take. Like I take from you, no rhyme and reason, no sorrow, no apologies, just that's who I am. Well, that's good for you. I don't feel like you know, there's no way you want that back in your life again. I know that. But I feel like in the same breath, if you know what I'm talking about, in the same breath, like, you do feel like in the Eight of Swords, you're protecting yourself. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm creating protection for myself. But really what I'm doing is I'm blocking other opportunities from coming in also. You know, I'm better off feeling it, getting through it, and moving on. I don't know how else to say that because I feel like there's energy of someone who just took too much of your time. And I feel like you just lived in a state of worry. Now, I do feel like that is your past and it's probably a person. So that may be why this queen who's got the ace over her, the ace of cups, is looking for spiritual advice versus new love that's coming in because that's what I feel because it's after the fact, after the tower, after I now realize who I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm so much more powerful than I used to be. I mean, really. And I love the Ace of Cups going into the Nine of Cups because, you having this inner harmony. And I feel like, what does that mean for you? That means that you're trusting your intuition because your intuition, that must be why this person is like running towards the flame. In a way, I feel like that's your intuition showing you the way out. And maybe it wasn't easy. Maybe it was hard. But man, you got through it. That's the thing, you got through it. And I feel like if you want to be sure that that energy doesn't try to attack you again, then you need to think of a couple things. First of all, you need to think about your own energy. You know what I mean? Because once you understand who you are and how powerful you are now, and again, nobody can take that from you. Once you get it, you got it. So that alone would tell me if someone who came, let's just say back, who again kept me in a state of worry, if they thought that they even had a chance, they're crazy. Because I feel like they wouldn't even have a chance. Especially if this is already this Ace of Cups has already entered. I mean, forget about it because it's like night and day. Some of you may have not experienced love like this before. I feel that lately. Like for some of you, I'm telling you, you just haven't experienced love. And maybe it means unencumbered because here it was all worry. And I'm sure that led to other bad things. You know what I mean? But here, if you're able, and that's why finding that inner harmony is so important. That's why trusting your intuition, especially because right next to it is the Two of Wands. You're about to walk down that next path. Your intuition's going to lead you. There's that flame. Right in the midst of the dark, there's still that flame. It's like that led you away, led you out of that. And now in the Two of Wands, you're not living in a fear based mind. That's an action based energy. That is, what am I passionate about? What are my desires? It's adventurous. I may not know exactly where it's going to land, but I'm going to take a chance. And I feel like though that alone will knock the Eight of Swords out of this picture. Hmm. It's like I just saw my Pisces evolve right before my eyes. That's what it feels like. It feels like you have just evolved. And listen, you know, as you raise your own vibration, and that just means you don't sweat the small stuff. You don't take the bullshit. You don't have to sit there and fight. You don't have to react. You can just walk away. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that is, to me, the stronger person, not the one that's just yapping away. Hmm. Especially with Mercury in retrograde, by the way. I mean, I lived a life where it was just all worry, just worry. And now I'm living the opposite. Love, happiness, joy, inner harmony, new experiences, my wisdom, my strength. No one can take any of that from me. It is not even, you take all that and then you add love to the mix, someone else who, again, I feel would have to be on that same vibration. So chances are they've gone through some difficult experiences themselves and they're coming out the other side. And then you put these people together. Well, gone to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Judgment. I just wanted to see if anything else wanted to come out. And we have judgment. Well, judgment, that's your spiritual team, and they're calling you to the present moment. It's where your blessings happen. It's where your joy lies. It's where everything begins, right? Judgment does talk about a rebirth. Like blowing that trumpet. Interesting, because the trumpet's coming right down at the Ace of Cups. Look at that. The Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. It may just be the beginning. And by the way, in the Ten of Pentacles, you're not alone. It's a house of abundance. It's a house that takes root. Its roots go on and on and on and on. And it's also interesting because it would be, as a Virgo, the card that I would rather see than the Ten of Cups. And I find that interesting. So I feel like for some of you, like, even though there's a lot that it's alike, I feel like there's some differences. And it just may mean that it's different than you've ever had. But, I feel like judgment is saying this is the beginning, this is the rebirth. We're here. We've always been here. But now this is about movement, and if you must know the potential, it is the Ten of Pentacles. It is the Palace of Swords. It is the Ace of Cups. Hmm. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there, but I'm going to read Mother Mary. Um, Open your heart. Open your heart. I don't know if it's happening, if it's really going on, but I feel like I hear like a pack of dogs barking, like a pack of them. Hmm. But it kind of feels like it's in my head, if that makes sense. All right, open your heart. This maybe some of you have some dogs barking around you. Okay, this is a card with a very important message for you. Spend less time thinking and analyzing and more time feeling and experiencing. Mother Mary asks you to open your heart more. She realizes that you may have some fears about being emotionally hurt, and she offers to comfort, support, and guide you. Of all the components of your spiritual path, opening yourself up to experiencing love is the most essential. Make a conscious choice to risk being hurt and drop your emotional defenses. That's that Eight of Swords. Be vulnerable and real and allow others to get to know the true you. Mother Mary and Archangel Michael act as your shield so that you can be both open and protected. Look at that. Mother Mary and Archangel Michael act as your shield so that you can be open and protected. Wow. You know, there's not many people who love unencumbered. And I feel like that's what Mother Mary's talking about. The ability to love completely unencumbered. I don't feel like you had the opportunity before, but I feel like the opportunity is coming. All right, guys. What a reading. Um, thank you. I love you. Um, I get a feeling this may be one of those readings where you may want to watch it a few times. By the way, I put out a post where I'm doing a little experiment, really testing our ability to manifest, and you can join along if you want. And what we're doing is we're just asking the universe to send us a white candle, in any form it wants to come. New, used, like someone in your family just hands you one, like however it happens. And then thank you in advance. Amen. And if you want to if you want to see if you can manifest one to yourself, just write white candle with your comment. And we have a lot of people doing it. So, I think our intentions, I definitely feel like they're going to reach the ears of wherever they need to reach. All right. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you. I'll see you either next time in our lives or next time at our table. Bye bye.